Can I get your opinion? I want your opinion on something. Come in close. Come in close. I want to know what kind of company WWE is running. The way that I see things at the moment, it kind of feels like WWE is like some paid time off promo company. It's like that's all that WWE is now. Less about the wrestling with stars that matter, more about the promo, and you get a ton of paid time off. That's just the way I see WWE at the moment. Now, this isn't a hit piece on your enjoyment of WWE. It's just something that I've been noticing, and I just want to go down a list of the names of the guys that are taking PTO, right? And I don't mean that they're really taking PTO like this is what they're scheduled for or anything like that, but just more so in the sense of why aren't we getting more out of these wrestlers? One of my biggest concerns is the ticket prices and how much they've been inflated these days. Now, that's no problem with Triple H. That's not his concern. That's more of a TKO WWE thing. They run the show when it comes to trying to make the money. This isn't about that. However, if people are paying these inflated prices for tickets, my wonder is, are they getting the ROI? Are they getting what it is that they want? Or are they just there for the pyro and just to say that they're there? For example, let's say that I am a War Raiders fan, right? And I paid ticket to see the War Raiders. Now, I go to the show. We don't really have matches advertised because WWE. Plus, the show's in my town. I don't want to miss it. Now I'm going to hope and pray and cross my fingers that the War Raiders are going to be there, and not only be there, but they're going to wrestle. So I get to the show and I sit down for about 2.5 to 3 hours, depending on if it's Raw or SmackDown, looking for my War Raiders match. And not only do we not get a War Raiders match, but War Raiders don't even show up. Oh, well, that's a letdown. Well, at the very least, my boy Cody is there. So I'm going to get to see Cody wrestle, right? Wrong. What I get to see is Cody. He'll be there. He'll definitely be there. He'll have the title. And you know what else he's going to have? He's going to have on a suit. Well, what's the significance behind that, Wiser? Why do you care about him having on a suit? Well, Cody having on a suit lets me know that he's not going to wrestle. So I just paid these absorbent amount of dollars for a ticket, and I'm not going to see my favorite wrestler of all time, the greatest in the world, Cody Rhodes, wrestle. You know what I do get? I get a promo where he lisps his way through it, but that's fine. It's the same promo that I watched him speak about over on SmackDown if I'm at a Raw show, or on Raw if I'm at a SmackDown show, vice versa. It's going to be the same promo, give or take a few words, but I digress. This moment is special to me. However, I feel cheated. I feel cheated because I came to a wrestling promotion to see a wrestling match with some of my favorite people, some of the top stars, or some of the champions. However, they're either not there, not wrestling, or just there to cut a 2, 3, maybe a 4-minute promo, depending on how high you are up the card, and leave. That's it. No backstage segment, no physicals, no brawl, no nothing. We just get to see you come out and talk for a little while. I want to know two things, actually. I want to know when this whole PTO wrestling company thing started. Granted, maybe it started with Brock Lesnar, right? People did not like that Brock Lesnar was champion and he never showed up. People ain't like that, right? So then we get Roman Reigns. People did not like that we got Roman Reigns, who either never showed up, or when he did show up, it was pretty much just to cut a promo, and that's all you got. Wasn't a fighting champion, right? Okay, all right. Maybe it started there, right? But if the people didn't like it, why is it that WWE did more of it and gave more people that sort of schedule? I'll say it's because people kept going to the shows. People kept going to the shows and they kept talking with their dollar, right? But it's not just that. WWE also has an age problem, where by the time people come up to the main roster, or by the time they get put in positions to be stars, they're already in their mid-30s. When I was coming up watching wrestling, by the time a guy was in his mid-30s, he was either retired, retiring, or on his last legs. WWE's just bringing them in like they're a spring chicken. So maybe that explains a lot of the injuries. Maybe that explains a lot of the PTO. Look at Kevin Owens. But what I feel as though they really need to do is start building up these stars a lot earlier in their career than they're doing. We talked about this on the live stream. they are wasting way too many good stars on NXT, or wasting way too many of their prime years in NXT where those guys should be on the main roster. Do you remember when Batista came into WWE back in, 2002? I believe is when he came to OVW, and about 2005 is when he got to the main roster. Give or take a couple of years, I could be wrong, but by the time he debuted on the main roster, Batista was 31 years old. And we were already saying that Batista's old. Well, do the average age of the WWE roster, main roster, today. And you'll see that most of those guys are already in their mid-30s, and they haven't even gotten started yet. That's scary to me. Why is that scary to me? Because it tells me that by the time we actually get a chance to care about them, they're going to either be too hurt, too old, or already too deep into their families to want to dedicate more time to WWE. Let's look at the champions. Actually, I'm going to go over a list of the champions and the top guys, and we're going to just look at what it is that they provide to the company. Cody Rhodes, I already spoke about it. Cody's going to show up to all the shows. He just isn't going to wrestle. Remember that whole, I'm bringing the WWE title back, I'm going to be a fighting champion? Yeah, where's that gotten us? Not much. Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker used to wrestle once a month until his WrestleMania build. Outside of that, you wasn't getting no Braun Breaker. You'll see him backstage where he's standing there staring at somebody, and that's about it. They've managed to kill off the edge that Braun Breaker had and the stuff that made us gravitate toward a Braun Breaker. Where was he would be backstage, if he looked at somebody, that was a hit marker, and he was going to run through that person. Now, he just looks and wears a cowboy hat. LA Knight. We're going to pass on LA Knight because he just won the title. LA Knight does show up to wrestle, but we're going to give him a pass because we need to look at Nakamura, the person who was just holding the title just before him, who won the title from him, and had a few months long reign in which he didn't even defend the title. Hell, forget defending the title. He didn't even have any matches. Forget about having any matches. He wasn't even there. What is it with championships and champions and them just getting PTO? Like, does winning a championship just come with PTO? I'm so lost at how they do these things. Why do you get PTO when you win a title? Tiffany Stratton. When she won the title and just before winning the title, Tiffany Stratton wrestled all the time. Well, since the Elimination Chamber, you ain't getting no Tiffany Stratton matches. You can forget about that. She's in the camp of Charlotte, where we're building this match and we're going to do it on the mic, brother. Sister. They. Chelsea Green, Lyra Valkyria, Io Sky, they all wrestle. They all show up each week. I got to put respect on their name. They get respect. I'm giving them respect. War Raiders, they don't even get TV time. They got titles and they wrestled the Creed twice, and that's about it. That's all you got. Yeah, building the stars. Yeah, how you building them up? Liv and Raquel, every week, they are there. They are wrestling. Respect to them. CM Punk, if it's not a pay-per-view, dude ain't wrestling. Granted, he did give us the Seth Rollins cage match on Raw. He did give us the Seth Rollins match on Raw January 6th. That was kind of a special attraction show with a special attraction match. But outside of that, Punk's been healthy for about 8 months. And outside of a Drew feud, a Rollins feud, and some pay-per-view matches, you don't really get Punk. You don't get him on the Monday Night Raws. You don't get him on the SmackDowns. And I'm just talking about as far as wrestling. Now that it's Mania season, you know, they've ramped up some of his matches, and now they're getting him a little bit more involved. But before then, it'll be weeks and weeks between Punk appearances. Jey Uso. Oh, my goodness. Remember they was building up the whole Jey Uso persona? That dude was wrestling every week, main eventing every week. Since he won the Royal Rumble, I mean, you can't find a Jey Uso match. Now the guy, he just does saves. That's all he does. He does saves. I don't know if this sounds like I'm complaining rather than just doing the run sheet. I don't think that people should be pleased in the results that I'm saying. However, if the appearances are good enough for you in a wrestling company, God bless you. If you don't need to see them wrestle when you spent your money on their through-the-roof prices for tickets, God bless you. I'm speaking for the other side, where if I pay my dollar to see certain people wrestle, I want to see certain people wrestle. At the very least, advertise the matches so that I can know I'm going to keep my dollar. Now, granted, business says, why would I tell you who's not going to be there so that you don't spend? I want you to spend. Well, now you just scammed me. I feel scammed. I apologize for feeling that way. I apologize. But just listen to the words and let me know if what I'm saying makes sense. Karrion Kross, he's a non-factor. He doesn't wrestle, but he just shows up and talks in people's ear. I don't know if he's running storylines or they're getting him prepped for something, or like, what is his point? He's just there. When's the last time I don't know. I don't know. Seth Rollins, outside of Punk, that guy doesn't wrestle anymore either. And when I'm saying that these people don't wrestle, I'm not including the PLEs, even though they're not wrestling on each PLE. They may wrestle every other PLE or every third PLE. So I'm not counting those because, those are pretty much just one-offs, even though they're not consistently wrestling on those either. Sheamus, where is he? Alexa Bliss, she just came back. Doesn't wrestle. We don't know where she is. Bianca Belair, ever since she lost the tag titles, take away the Royal Rumble, take away the Elimination Chamber, the woman don't wrestle. Now, she's there for promo segments and such, but to each their own. If you feel as though what she does on TV is enough for you, if you go to see her, she's your favorite women's wrestler, you go to see her and what she gives is what you are okay with, God bless you. Speaking of Bianca, Rhea Ripley. When she won that title from Liv Morgan, she wasn't defending it. Then when she finally defended it, she lost it to Io Sky on Raw, salute, which means that they had to run it back on Raw, and you got another one. You got two. But before then, when was Rhea defending the title? Outside of Liv, in both of her title runs. When was she defending the title? All right, she got hurt. Granted, I'll give you that. But the woman never wrestles, ever. The Wyatts, where are they? Roman Reigns, don't get me started. I'm starting to get to a point with Roman Reigns where I'm going to say thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Drop a like on the video to support the channel. Leave a comment giving me your thoughts below. And if you'd like to become a channel member, we have a link in the description for that, or you can hit the join button to support the channel. I'm not talking about Roman.